your question, Edge is a proper enterprise web application, and what you're looking at here is hosted where I work at Massey University in the sort of the lower middle of the North Island for users that use it that are not New Zealand schools. We have, because we're a Microsoft partner, we put basically copies on to Azure, so that, you know, Microsoft. So, and there are of course multiple sites around the world, so we just find the most optimum one that would suit people that like to use a version and that sort of thing. So, because it's a proper enterprise application, data is shared where required and, you know, private to individuals where necessary. So the nice things are, as I was showing a school as they started to use this in New Zealand today, they were very pleased that a school that's like a feeder to them, they were getting data from that school to them so they can see student history. So there's an example. It's a proper enterprise application. When a student moves from school to school, a good proportion of their data, or the relevant data, comes with them. And as you point out, it is a school administration system as part of it, but if you watch as I mouse over menus here, we cover all aspects of schooling. So we're currently on the dashboard. We can get live information that's, you know, some of it's very pertinent to the New Zealand system in terms of information. The top left, this is a demo site, so it's not going to have the numbers of live site necessarily, but that feeds to and from our Ministry of Education. So they know how many students are in the school, who's moved from what school, and that sort of thing. And so, you know, that's not so relevant overseas, but I'm sure you have systems that are similar. Live information about who's enrolled, who's pre-enrolled, who's left, that sort of thing. To the right here, the school can put up notices, and they are visible to the staff, or the caregivers, and all the students, and they can choose when it appears and disappears. And that's, you know, a very popular feature. It sounds simple, but, you know, the parents and that especially. So in this case, you know, a dummy notice about the sports day tomorrow, that sort of thing. Down below, that information that we push out to schools if we'd like them to know about something. Like once a fortnight, we update the software. And so a pop-up would appear when they first log in, and that's there. And they can read that, click it, and it'll sit down in our announcements area until, you know, time's out after when it's not relevant and that sort of thing. Little nice things, bottom left. If there's a student with a birthday that day, the teachers and the staff can see who them listed. And so just nice little things around that. But if you look across the top of the package, it's really covering all aspects of schooling. And I think, you know, that's universal, whether it's in New Zealand or South Africa or Europe or America. So enrollments, bringing the people into the package, in and out. So first column students, then the staff, caregivers. In our world, that's chatting to the ministry, and so is the things to the right of that. So it's managing all that sort of information, also listing it and that sort of thing, grouping it up as required. Specifics, not quite familiar with how, but in New Zealand, you know, we've got a lot of rural communities, so bus list is a thing that's managed, and we're looking to push that out further because we have a mobile app that goes along with this, iOS and Android, and so it's available now for staff to look up student details and do their attendance, but we're doing a lot of work around that, so notifications can get pushed out and back. Caregivers can keep track of attendance on their students. Students can look up their own information, so they can see the timetable, when things are due, all of that sort of thing. We've got a timeline of that through very fast track through this year. The essence being, and I'm sure it's no different in South Africa, that a computer is not something everybody has these days. They might have a tablet more often, but they definitely got a cell phone. So that's why the initial development went into the desktop, the PC, the Mac type world in a browser online. But more and more we're getting people saying, well, we've all got phones. How much can you do for us on the phone? So that's a whole separate stream of work that started probably 6 months to 8 months ago. And that's giving a lot of momentum. We've got this little thing in mind that for teachers especially, and definitely caregivers and students, that 80% of what they need to do in Edge will be attainable by the end of 2017. They can do it on the mobile app. That's the whole idea. So if you think of the banking model, if it's anything, I think it's universal around the world, even 3-4 years ago, we all did that on a desktop. We had on, you know, the portal to the bank through the desktop. But if you're like me, I now do most of it, if not all of it, through the app on the phone, and that's the model we're looking to follow as well. Because you don't tend to share your phone, so it's nice and private, nice and available. Simple things like the school lets the parents know, hey, your hockey team, they've been a bit delayed, they'll be back in an hour at 6:30 instead of 5:30. So all of that nice stuff, that's what we're looking to do through the app, as well as keeping them in touch with all the things like money they owe, and academic progress, all that sort of thing that's going to be pushed through the app, you know, more and more as this year progresses. But a lot of the work, you know, there still needs to happen in the desktop. So as I said, this one is all about the people in and out, keeping details on your staff, and that's registration numbers and all that sort of thing. Much richer, of course, on the students. And if I flick over to this tab, we call this the profile page. And it's really, we've tried to make a one-stop shop. So teachers and principals and that can just look at this page and see numbers on attendance, numbers on behaviour, what notes are attached to the student on the right-hand side here, medical conditions, further down, the caregivers associated with the parent, with the student, opening and closing is required. Click to email them straight out of here. Further down, this is centric to New Zealand, but quite adaptable to other education systems. Academic work down here, so they can, and we have a system called NCEA, National Certificate of Educational Achievement, and this is showing, as you can see here, right back to 2011, the results on this particular student. And the students get this too in their own portal. So we have, I'll just quickly jump and come back to it later. Parents get a parent portal, so they can see through a PC version or a tablet how their students are going across these areas here. And Sandy shortly will show you about the payment side of it. That's her wonderful area of expertise. But there's a lot of stuff to do with managing students, as you well know, within schools. And so what we've tried to do, you don't have to dive all over the place. Have a one-stop shop where you can go, I can see something there. Now I need to go and look in that area. So it's, we call it the profile. And any teacher can click down here, start typing a student's name, and then dive into it and see the rich profile on the student. If it alerts them to something, they can then move into another area to have a closer look. And you can click through in certain areas to do that. So yeah, that's, if there's anything large, quick development going on at Edge, it's about the schools telling us, right on the profile page, this is really important, bring it together for us. And as I say, every 2 weeks we pump something out.